Hey everybody, Sarah Grillo here. I was motivated to make this video because of a conversation that I had last week with somebody that had failed level 1 like 3 times or something like that, the poor thing. And, I do get this question sometimes, if you've failed multiple times or even once, should I retake my CFA exam? So, while I never ever would discourage anybody from wholeheartedly and in a committed fashion pursuing their dream, there is some information that I would like to give you if you have failed the CFA exam any one level more than once, and here's what it is. Never give up if there's something that you really want to do, no matter what anybody tells you, but do consider the 4-letter word that's really important, and that is time. Okay? So, time is a huge factor that you have to take into account. That with the 270 or more hours that you were studying for this exam, you could have been pursuing other things within your career. And while the CFA Institute is very stoked on having everybody believe that all you need to do is to become a CFA and then doors will open automatically for you, I agree that doors will open, and it does give you a rite of passage to some extent, but it's no guarantee of anything. And I just want to tell everybody that I had already passed level 2 and I got laid off from Lehman, and there was not a job to be found in equity research, and I wasn't getting in just because I was a CFA. In fact, as I've discussed in some of my other videos, being a CFA actually makes the competitive pool that much more cutthroat. You're now competing against people with a lot more experience, and because people are just going to lump you in with the other CFAs, CFA charter holders, okay? So that's the first thing. But the point that I'm getting to here is that there's more than one way to skin a cat. You can do Masters of Finance, you can do an MBA, but also if you watch a lot of my other videos, I don't know, that there's that much value even to all of this education in the first place. I think that in equity research, if you're really going to get into the thick of things, then having passed level 2, I think, is definitely an asset. I don't think that in order to manage money, and I think that many of the fields in portfolio management are not that technically intensive, and I think that you could do it with only an undergraduate degree. I myself had to get all of this because I was an English major and I needed a business background. I needed some technical skills, and everywhere I went, no one would let me add anything because I just needed those credentials to prove myself in some extent and just to give myself some credibility. So what I'm saying here is that especially if you are in your mid-20s or your early 30s, I'm not trying to be an ageist here, but once you get to be 35, no one's going to be hiring you for an entry-level role as an equity research analyst. Some people might, but keep in mind at that point you're going to have to be working for 50,000 US dollars, 50 grand US. And that's hard because hopefully by the age of 35 you've increased your salary. If you've been working for 10 years or more, hopefully it's gone way up over 50. See what I'm saying? So it's not something I don't think you would want to do, and what employer is really going to want to hire somebody for an entry-level role. So what I'm saying is keep in mind that if you're going to pursue the CFA over and over again, and there's never any guarantee you'll pass it, you might considerably delay other progress in your career, maybe getting that position on the buy side, maybe pursuing other industry networking activities, reaching out and talking to people, trying to get a mentor. There are a lot of other ways to get the skills, the experience, the contacts, and all that you need. And I would say also myself, me as an entrepreneur, I'm always a big fan of having sales skills and being able to market and sell yourself. So if you have any questions about that, by the way, just let me know, because I've helped a lot of people with this to crack into buy-side jobs. And so what I'm saying here is maybe after you fail it numerous times, you should consider just maybe putting it off until after you've made some more progress on your buy-side career. Because, as I said, once you get to that 35, 40 years old, it's a lot hard to start at the bottom. Not saying that you can't do it, but I'm just saying, like, really think about your life when you've got like a kid, two kids, a mortgage, a house, like a wife, a husband, like, and you're gonna have to explain why you want to go work for 45 grand. See what I'm saying? So, just some food for thought. Don't forget that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Don't abandon your dream, but maybe just try to work it in and maybe make other things the priority for a while, and then you can always go back to it. But I'm all for determination. But if you've failed it 3 times, like, there's something, that a problem that you need to fix, and before you go and fail it a 4th time, either get totally committed to attacking the problem and fixing it. And if you can't do that, if you can't figure out what the problem is, as I said, maybe work on something else for a while. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope that you'll tune in and go ahead and reach out to me if there are any questions.